Hello there everyone, and welcome back to another video here on the Brampitt Productions YouTube channel. And well, what can I say? This is a very exciting video because a few days ago I was watching the news, a couple of days ago I think. One of my favourite buildings was on the news because for me, living in Great Yarmouth, or for some of you living in Great Yarmouth or other parts of Norfolk, or whether you're a holiday maker, you might remember this building. And this building is so iconic, and you know, it was used as many venues back in the olden days. It was mainly used as a theatre, a dance floor, roller skating rink, a nightclub, and also a children's play area along with a beer garden as well. But it was a very good building, but in 2008 the building sadly closed, and what actually happened was that it closed because of the safety measures. You know, it was going to fall apart, and that's why they had to close it all down, get rid of the children's play area, and ever since it's been left abandoned. It was left to rot away. Some of the grass is missing, and yeah, it's just a sad building in its day really. But however, when I was watching the news a few days ago, there was a very big positive reaction, because the National Lottery, the lottery grant, is going to have £10 million. They're going to spend £10 million on refurbishing the winter gardens. Now this is actually, you know, it was my favourite building as a kid, because in the next section I'm actually going to be talking to you about what the winter gardens was really like. I found some old footage from the BFI player, you know, just showing you what it was actually like before I was born, before any of you was born, or some of you would have been around when it was like this. So yeah, if you remember the winter gardens, please comment down below, just tell me what it used to be like. And yeah, I'm actually going to be talking about what the winter gardens was really like in this next section, starting from now. Now before I actually show you what the winter gardens was really like, I just want to talk to you about the history of the winter gardens. You know, where did it originally come from? You know, what's it made out of, and you know, some of the venues that was used over the years. So the winter gardens is not originally from Great Yarmouth. It wasn't just built in Great Yarmouth straight away. It originally came from Torquay on the south coast, southwest coast. Yeah, so it came from Torquay. It was built there, and what happened was Great Yarmouth Borough Council actually bought it in the early 1900s, and it was then transported from Torquay to Yarmouth on a barge, and it carried all the glass and that, and then it arrived in Yarmouth itself. And then I think they started to build it around 1903, and in 1904 that I think is the year it opened, and it's such a beautiful building. Well, I'm not saying it's a beautiful building now because it's rusted and it's been left to rot and not much of the grass is still there. But yeah, it is a very nice building because of the Victorian architecture. You know, it's made of glass. You know, when I was a kid, I remember looking at that building and I said to myself, that building is absolutely beautiful. And you know, I used to go in there a lot as a kid, and I'll be talking to you about that very shortly. But you know, the winter gardens, it's such an iconic building because, you know, just look at the, you know, it's very big. It's all that glass that's actually been built, you know, just making it like a really massive iconic venue. You can just see just how beautiful it was back in the olden days. In fact, I've actually got some footage that I'm going to be showing you right now. So if I actually load up the footage, I can actually give you an idea of what the winter gardens was actually like. And some of you might remember this. Most of us weren't around when it happened, but some of you, like the older generations, will definitely remember the winter gardens. And Yeah, so if we actually have a look at this clip, you can actually see there's like a Swiss or Austrian theme in there, so you can actually see it's like a band playing. You can just see where the people are sitting down on that. That was actually like a very iconic. Lots and lots of bands playing. And in this next footage here, you can actually see, just look how beautiful it was. It's situated next to the Wellington Pier. Just you can just see look how lovely it is. You know, in the 50s. You know, people used to holiday at Great Yarmouth back in the days, and you can see here, it was actually used as you can actually see it's actually used as a dance floor. You can see there's like a stage where the band were playing, and on the right you can also see like an organ as well, which I can see. You can see lots of plants along the architecture, which looks really, really nice. And in the end, you know, it started to lose its heydays, and you know, the Winter Gardens, you know, became lots of different venues over the years. And talking of venues, it was also a nightclub as well in the 1990s, I believe it was. And I think comedian Jim Davidson was looking to restore the Winter Gardens. I think, you know, he actually had it in a nightclub, and he also rented out the Wellington Pier Theatre as well. So he actually transformed the Winter Gardens into a nightclub in the 90s. And I don't know about this, right, but there was also a play area called the Jungle. I'm not sure when it came though, but when I was a kid, I do remember going in there, you know, just going on the slides. You know, there's actually some photos I'll put on the screen now for you. So I remember going on the slides. There used to be like lots of these it was like a course, you know, this jungle themed course. You'd go around, loads of slides. You know, I just absolutely loved that place when I was a kid. You know, my parents used to sit in the beer garden with a glass of lemonade, and I used to go in the jungle play area for like, I don't know, probably a couple of hours. And I used to go on the slides, I used to go in the ball pit, I used to climb up on the ropes and that, going through the obstacles, the jungle themed obstacles. And not only that, right, the Winter Gardens is also a very, very special place, because I actually had my 6th birthday party there when I was 6 years old in 2006, and I literally remember going there. All my friends were there. We used to have a very, very good time there. You know, just going on the slides. You know, just like I said just a minute ago. But that was a very, very special birthday I had in that place. And seriously, you know, it just brings back all those memories. But in today's society, when you look at it, you go to yourself, I wish they actually restored that building a little bit earlier, because you can tell it's about to fall, because if they actually if they leave it even more longer, then that's it. The building will just collapse and everything will start to you know, decline. You know, the Winter Gardens it's very, very iconic. And like I said, I'm using the word iconic because, you know, it's one of those buildings, you know, that so many people had loads and loads of memories there over the years. You know, that, you know, they would have seen all the changes. You know, you know, I just really loved that place as a kid, and seeing the announcement that they're going to spend £10 million refurbishing the whole entire building is going to be absolutely fantastic, because, you know, back a couple of years ago, I believe the Lottery Grant also did the Venetian waterways. So if you haven't checked those videos out, go on my channel. I've got a playlist as well of all the of how the waterways restoration process was going in that. And yeah, when work actually starts on the Winter Gardens, I'll definitely be going down there, you know, just telling you about how the work's actually getting on. And when it opens up, probably like in the next few years or so, I'll definitely be filming a lot of vlogs in there. And speaking of Winter Gardens, speaking about the process, I'm actually going to be telling you a little bit more details about what this building could be like. Right, so I'm actually just looking on ITV News, Anglia, and and I'm actually going to be telling you about, there's a few little details, they're not giving too much detail away, but this is actually what is going to be happening to the building. So this is actually going to be a year-round attraction. So what it actually means, this building could be open all year round, no matter if it's raining or sun shining, hot or cold. It's going to be like a building that you can come into anytime, any day of the year. It's like the water race really, because that's open all year round in the winter, spring, summer, autumn. Yeah, so I think the Winter Gardens is going to be something a bit like that. And looking at a little bit more of the details, it's going to have gardens. So it's going to be like an indoor garden that's going to have loads of varieties of plants and trees, or different varieties and that. And it's also going to have seated areas, so when you're looking around inside the building, you'll be able to sit down and relax. And it's also going to have a bit of education as well for the kids, I think. And I actually have no idea what that could be. It could be like a little area for the kids to go. I'm not pretty sure. And also entertainment. I'm not sure what entertainment it might be. It could be like a nice band or something. Not really sure. And yeah, there's also going to be a first new floor with lots of galleries, viewing areas, and an education space. So probably like something for the kids, like I just said just now. I have no idea what it could be, but it's they're not giving you too much detail. They want to keep it a bit of a surprise. But seriously, I think this is going to be a very, very good idea, having like an indoor garden. Over the years, I remember it being the children's play area, and it wasn't really a garden. It was just like a children's play area that was built right next door to the beer garden. And yeah, that's what that was different back in the days. And yeah, I think it's a really good idea, because you want to have something for people to go to all year round. At the moment we've only got the water race that's mainly outside, but to have something inside all year round would be absolutely amazing, because it'll bring a lot more people to the town, and something a bit more relaxing, and just to it will also help with people's mental health as well, because I like to go to the waterways quite a lot, because there's like plants and it's very relaxing. But with the Winter Gardens it'll be similar, but whereas it's indoor, you'll have the plants in there. I think this is going to be a really, really good idea, and I'm just looking forward to just seeing it being restored, because the last time I went in there was to 2008, and that was the year that it closed. And what are we, 2021, or probably a good 13 years it's been abandoned, which is still a bit sad in my opinion. But the good news is with the 10 million lottery grant, it's going to be absolutely amazing. They're going to do an absolutely amazing job restoring that building. And I also do remember the building being lit up, so it had like all the light bulbs around it. So I've actually got a photo on here that my parents took. So you actually see next to the Wellington Pier, you can actually see the Winter Gardens building with the light bulbs flashing around it, which was absolutely beautiful. But can I just say, over the years I was so upset that the building would not have got restored. But finally, the news is here. Finally, one of the most iconic buildings is going to get a really nice restoration, and it's just going to be absolutely amazing to go back in there and see it all again, and definitely do some more vlogs for the channel in the future once it's all opened up. And just seriously, that is the Winter Gardens, it's my childhood. I'm pretty sure for all of you out there, I'm sure it's your childhood memories as well. Comment down below, what was your memory of the Winter Gardens? Some of you might remember it as like a dance floor, a nightclub, the jungle play area like I did. You know, it's just absolutely amazing, and I cannot believe that this is actually happening. You know, £10 million. You know, they're going to do an absolutely amazing job with this building. You know, 13 years. That is such a long time. You know, when I was 8 years old, that was, you know, that was absolutely ages ago. And, you know, I just remember the announcement that was going to be closing, and you know, I was really upset because I absolutely loved going in that place. But who knows what will it bring in the future? And seriously, you know, I cannot wait to go back in there and have a look to see what it's all like. But yeah, as in time scale, I think this might be a bit longer because the waterways, that only took about a couple of years, maybe 2018, 2019. You know, they actually started work on it in the summer of 2018, so they had to close it, and they got it opened in the April in 2019, which was really good. And then they got the boating lake opened in the August that year. But with this being a very, very huge building, you know, there's going to be a lot of work to do, and you know, it's going to take quite a bit of a while. I'm not sure how many years it will take to do, but hopefully this building is going to be really, really nice. And seriously, I just cannot wait until I'll get back in there in the future, and this will be a really, really good addition to add to the channel. You know, just to go in there and relive my childhood and just go inside the building, have a walk around, you know, to see all the new changes and just bring back those memories from all those years ago. So there you go, the Winter Gardens, Great Yarmouth. You know, it was such a shame that it closed all those years ago, but finally something positive is actually happening. And you know, a lot of people who live in the town or who come on holiday here, you know, are quite sad to see it in such an appalling state. But you know, finally the news is positive news is here. It's definitely getting restored, and hopefully it shouldn't be too long until they actually start work on it, and hopefully we'll see it back as good as ever with all the new additions added to the building. So there you go then, thank you very much for watching this very special video here on Bramfleet Productions. You know, I just feel so happy for that building to be restored again, and you know, hopefully in the next few years I'll be down there doing some vlogs for the channel and just getting back in there and going to one of my favourite places I went to as a kid. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. And remember, keep on filming and keep on editing. Bye for now.